Välkomna tillbaka. Mitt namn är Sten Gustafsson. Jag jobbar som healthcare-analytiker på ABG Sundal Collier. Och jag kommer moderera nästa presentation som kommer vara på engelska. I'm happy to introduce our next speaker. We actually have two representatives from the company here today. The newly appointed CEO Torben, and we also have Holger, the CFO here from Boule Diagnostics. So please go ahead. We'll do the Q&A afterwards.
Thank you, Sten. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to be here. I've been looking forward to come here and present Boule Diagnostics to hopefully future investors. As Sten alluded to, I'm new CEO of Boule Diagnostics since April 16th this year. So I thought before going into the actual presentation, it would be meaningful for me just to give a brief introduction to myself. I'm Danish, and I bring with me more than 20 years of leadership experience within diagnostics. Most of my leadership experience comes from working with the Danaher Corporation and operating companies within Danaher Corporation. Most renowned would be Radiometer Medical, which is the world leader in point-of-care blood gas testing. But I've also spent time in the dental industry and other industries. For those of you that are familiar with Danaher, you would know that this is a company that's really excelled in bringing lean into practice, and a company that's been very successful in building up a culture of continuous improvement and operational excellence. And I intend to bring those learnings, those skills with me into this job at Boule Diagnostics as the new CEO. I'm really excited about this opportunity. I understand the work we had ahead of us here at Boule. Boule is a great company with a great team, with a great following in the market. And I believe that Boule holds a lot of opportunity for creating value for all stakeholders. So I hope that as we conclude this presentation that you will have the same feeling as I do. So why Boule? What makes Boule an attractive company? Well, Boule is a global niche player in decentralized hematology. Hematology is about doing a blood test where we do a CBC, a complete blood count, where we can screen and we can diagnose different diseases, but also infection. It's a routine test. So it's a test that's required to be done all over the world. At Boule, we provide quality solutions both for the human segment, but also for the veterinary segment. And we have, on top of that, a unique capability of producing our own reagents and controls, but also doing that not only for ourselves, but also for major IVD companies in the industry. We have a robust business model. It's a razor blade model. We place instruments, and the instruments, they consume consumables over the lifetime of the instrument. And that creates for us a robust recurring revenue. Right now, we're exploring a lot of expansion opportunities. On one side, we are building a pipeline of OEM opportunities, taking advantage of that unique capability that we have. We're also going live with licensed manufacturing of reagents and instruments with our licensed partner in India, as an attempt to open up this market, which is a huge market growing very rapidly and giving us an opportunity to take advantage of this political initiative about Made in India. We're investing in our distribution channels. We're adding channel partners in Africa and Middle East to fuel our growth. And we are doubling down on the veterinary market. Last year, we added a product to our portfolio, and we also began a channel partner agreement with Fujifilm in Europe, which we have expanded further this year. And we're seeing good traction there. Finally, we are focused on bringing innovation to the market. We are right now finalizing our new platform, the BM900 platform, and getting ready to launch a new product based on that platform, the BM950. If we look at the hematology market, it can really be separated into two parts. The core part is the human part of the market. This is a market that's estimated around 8 billion Swedish crowns. It's growing low single digits. It's a market that's really determined on the clinical practice and the market maturity. The market typically is split between 3 parts and 5 parts instruments. And it's characterized by benchtop analyzers that are placed in small rural hospitals, outplacement centers, physicians' offices, where the test is taken at the time of diagnosis. 1/4 of this market, roughly 20 to 25% of this market, is the 3-part market. And this is where Boule holds a really strong position. And historically, we've been supplying the 3-part markets with high-quality instrumentation for decades. We have a very strong market recognition there. And we have a very loyal following. The 3-part market, however, is flat to declining. And more of the users are moving towards the 5-part, which is a more complex but also more costly technology. With our new platform, the BM900 platform, and with the launch of our new BM950 instrument, we believe that we are strategically positioned really well to take advantage of this transition from the 3-part segment to the 5-part segment in the market. If we look a little closer at the new instrument, the BM950, it's really an instrument that is built on the legacy of Boule. We take what we do really, really well, building instruments that are high quality and very robust, and then we add new technology and new value adds to it. And the BM950 is a good example of that. It's really, for us, a leapfrog in our portfolio, and we believe that this will unlock a lot of market potential for us and help fuel our growth going forward. We expect to submit for regulatory in 2025 and commercialize in our main markets in 2026. However, once the product has gone through evaluation, we can effectively go into markets outside CE and FDA. The other side of the decentralized hematology market is the vet market. And this is a really interesting space. Although much smaller, valued around 2.6 billion Swedish crowns, it's growing much faster. It's growing high single digits, and it's a market where we are well positioned. As I said, we launched a new product last year, Q2, which complements our portfolio now. Now we have a portfolio that is competitive, and combined with the fact that we have a very strong channel partner agreement with Fujifilm in Europe, and the fact that the regulatory requirements for bringing technology into the vet market are much lower than in the human space, we can really take this portfolio global. And this is what we are focusing on in the quarters to come. Looking holistically at Boule, we are a quality provider of a full hematology value chain. We have, to the left, you can see that we have a suite of products that covers both the human and the vet side. We have the capability of designing, manufacturing our own consumables, reagents, calibrators, and controls. And we also have the capability of doing that for our OEM partners. We can supply our channel partners with continuous education, and we can train our end users with the Boule Academy. And we have a vast service network through our distribution channels, so we can deliver really, really high quality service to our customers. We're a global company. We are positioned strategically really well. We have 7 sales offices around the globe. All of those sales offices are positioned in those markets where we see the most potential. By doing so, we can stay very close to our customer base and to our channel partners. It gives us instant feedback about customer needs and regulatory changes, etc. We have 4 manufacturing sites, 3 that are controlled directly by us, and then we have our new licensed manufacturing site in India. And we leverage roughly 200 channel partners. Although you need to look at this from an 80-20% perspective, roughly 20% of our channel partners carry 80% of our total revenue, excluding our OEM business. If you look at our business model, it is an indirect one. And we are balanced well geographically. You have to look at the US, including our OEM business. But if we exclude our OEM business, we have a good balance between Americas, EMEA, and the rest of the world. It is a razor blade model. If you look at the graph in the middle here, you can see the correlation between instruments at the bottom. As the instrument sales grow, as our install base grow, you can see that the consumables correlate really well with that. So for us, it's really a matter of just focusing on growing our install base of instruments. And that makes for a really robust revenue stream. It's a recurring model that gives us quite an advantage. And then finally, we leverage a multi-brand strategy. In the human side, we have two brands. We have Swelab and we have Medonic. And the reason why we do that is that it allows us to operate with two channel partners in the same country with different strategies, giving us better coverage, better execution. Historically, coming out of COVID, we have seen sequential quarterly growth in sales, which has been really good. And in fact, if we look at Q1 was an all-time high in terms of sales. We closed at 576 million Swedish crowns. So we've seen some stability coming out of COVID in our business. If we go a little bit deeper and look at the instruments and consumables sales historically, you can see the same pattern. You can see the correlation between the instrument sales, which is the red line, and you can see the consumable sales, which is the gray line. In Q1 of 2024, we sold roughly 1,400 instruments, which was a really strong quarter. It was partly driven by a big one-time order from India, but it was also driven by our expansion in the veterinary segment. You can also see that the consumables line is starting to taper off a little bit, and we had a slight decline in Q1 of 2024, but that is tied to the fact that we're changing our model in India, going from a distribution model to a licensing model. And we expect this decline to stabilize and go back on a growth trajectory. OEM has been really important for us, and it continues to be important for us. We are strategically differentiated within OEM. In the past 3 years, we've doubled our OEM business. And although we see a slight decline in Q1, it's tied to seasonality. For us, OEM is a future growth engine. And we focus a lot on bringing new projects to our pipeline. Up until now, the majority of our OEM business has been fueled by the same partners giving us more of their business as we've earned their trust. We're expanding this and going broader and doing much more active work to bring in more OEM partners for the future. We believe that there are significant growth opportunities here. So highlights for 2024, we delivered 5.4% organic growth, driven by the veterinary space. We also delivered really meaningful efficiency improvements in operations. We had good operating profit improvements and good cash flow. And if we double click on our financials, I think what I want to point out here is really around our gross profit and EBIT improvements. We improved gross profit 3% in a quarter, and we improved EBIT by 27%. And that's really due to us getting utilization in our manufacturing, taking out cost in operations, and being a lot more efficient and effective. To give you an example, we've managed to reduce the time spent on producing an instrument by almost 50%. And the result you see here in the numbers. We have a strong leadership team with a few new additions, myself included, Holger, our new CFO. We also added a head of marketing this year. And we have a strong board of directors. This is a very seasoned group of people that take a very active role in shepherding the business forward. They have tremendous experience within IVD, and we just added one more member to the board, Rikke Rytter, who comes with a long track record of sales and marketing excellence, which is going to help us set the pace for our future growth. Our top priorities are clear for the year. We need to expand our hematology portfolio. We need to bring the new BM950 to market, and we need to continue to see that growth in the veterinary space. The second priority for us is to grow our OEM business. We have a capability which is unique. Only very few companies out there are able to do what we do. Producing reagents is difficult. Producing blood controls is very difficult. And if you combine that with being able to produce small, medium, and large batches for OEM players, this is a unique skill set that only very few companies can do. And we need to take more advantage of that going forward, and we will. And then finally, we're bringing lean into Boule. We need to improve our profitability. We are implementing a set of efficiency initiatives that will help us drive profitability going forward. We are determined to meet our aspirations of satisfied customers and being a good place to work and exceeding 500 million tests per year. And we believe that the operating margin target of 15% is well within reach. So with that, that concludes my formal presentation, Steen. I'm open for questions.
Thank you very much. I have to ask you about this 5-part system and the announcement that it will be delayed.
Yes.
What type of tests are they requiring you to do? And obviously you were not part of in this earlier, but was this not part of? I assume you have an ongoing dialogue with FDA throughout the development phase.
Correct.
And was this a surprise for the company that they required additional tests, or?
It was somewhat a surprise for us. The intended use of the instrument has not changed. So we expected that we would be met with the same terms as for the other instruments in our portfolio.
Yeah.
The FDA took a different path. They requested us to do a larger sample volume, not different tests, just a larger sample volume. The impact for us is, of course, there's a financial impact, but more importantly, the impact for us has been time. It takes longer to do more tests. So that's the reason why we've had to announce a further delay in the project.
But now you feel confident that you will submit and meet the new updated timeline?
Yes, I feel confident about that. I think we have a good plan forward. We are very far in the R&D work. Soon we will go into evaluation. Once that is done, that is when we have frozen the R&D specs of the product, and we'll be ready to submit for the regulatory bodies, CE and FDA. So yes, I feel confident with the timeline that we've reported out. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate that we had to prolong it a little bit further, but I think the explanation is logical. Yep.
Excellent. Actually, we're running out of time. We had a little bit of a delayed start, so unfortunately we can't continue more with the Q&A. But thank you very much for coming, and I wish you all the best of luck on this new position and with the company. To both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.